What's up YouTube, Redbeard's Garage, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be finishing up the mobility scooter and taking her out for a rip snot. So I just got done cutting this Go Power Sports header down. It's going to stick out the back like that with a, I think it's an RLV muffler. I always forget the name. What do you think, Lonnie?
I think it looks good.
I wish it was the one that kind of bends down like that one. The one that's on the Street Go Kart, or Little Red 2.0. Beg my pardon. Now we can put this on there, then get the muffler put on. And only thing left to do is throttle and brake, and this thing can be drove down the road. Getting pumped for this thing, I tell you. Okay, so we've been looking at where we can mount a gas tank, and I ordered the wrong gas tank. This is one that stands up from Go Power Sports, one of their aluminum ones. I wanted the one that was sideways with the lid on the side, but we ordered the wrong one. So I'm thinking mount the gas tank right to the back of the seat, so when we wreck this thing, it'll explode, catches on fire. But I think that actually looks pretty cool. I see no other place to mount this thing because of the height, unless I made some type of a bracket under the seat and stood it up. But you'd have to remove the seat then. It'd just be a pain to put gas in it. So I'm going to pull this cover off, drill some holes, put nuts and bolts on it, and get that thing installed. I think this just unbuttons. So now it's just that should be centered. So what do you think, right there? Think right there?
Yeah, that looks about right.
Alrighty, we're gonna get this thing mounted and we'll pull the camera out. Oh, header's on. Everything's done but the brake and gas. And with this tank being up here, we also don't have to run a pulse pump, which I had a pulse pump. I just didn't. I hate messing with them things. I don't have a spot to mount it. So we won't have to do that because gravity will do its job. So we're gonna get this thing all buttoned up.
And sneak peek. This is the original little thing, had a little battery meter, mounts right there. This RPM gauge fits perfectly where that opening is. It'll be a nice hidden little RPM gauge. It's gonna be sweet.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. For sure. I know what we can use. My boy, Performance Engineering Parts, sends us these cup washers, and we are a dealer if you want to buy them. So we're gonna put these on with cup washers. I think they look pretty sweet. Look at that. That looks awesome. A little crooked, maybe, I don't know, but I think that is sweet.
Custom.
And we put nylon lock nuts, and we use those cup washers. We use the silver because we're doing this build in black and green once we tear everything down and paint it. Of course, everybody knows it takes us 25 years to do that, but I'm gonna really torque these things down just to make sure everything stays golden. But with that can being there, you know, we can put fuel in it without having to remove anything. And since that is a small fuel can, it's only 1/4 of a gallon, I think. Looks freaking sweet though. And if we ever need to remove the seat, we'll just have to unhook the fuel line. I'm gonna put a petcock or a fuel shutoff right in between this, and probably even a fuel filter. So we'll just shut the fuel off and unplug it from there. Well, we shouldn't have to be removing this for any certain reason. Look at that, pretty classy. So I've got quite a bit done on this old scooter. The engine is mounted and the chain's all tensioned up. Now, we did hook up the throttle cable already, and we're about to hook up the brake cable. I'm going to show you how I had to patch everything together to make it work. I did put some headlights on the front of this thing. I think they look pretty sweet. Same ones that was on the 670, same headlights. I think they look awesome. They're not going to be hooked up at first because we are going to be running an electric start engine later on, just like I did for the chopper. It's called a Powerland 6.5 horse. It's a Honda clone. They're like 140, 150 bucks. They're a good value, so we'll be buying one of those later to put on this because I do want an electric start, so we don't have to pull start this engine. But I'll show you what I've done to this. Now, I had to do a little bit of rigging on the brake and the throttle because a Mikuni takes a special kind of throttle cable with a really small eye on the end of it. I had to use 2 different throttle cables because you can't get, or I can't find a Mikuni carburetor or throttle cable long enough to reach, you know, from the back to the front on this mobility scooter. So I'll show you how I rigged it up. So basically I ran the throttle cable through the plastic right here, put an eyelet on, connecting it to a Mikuni throttle cable. This is a standard go-kart throttle cable. So I'm going to clean this up later on, you know, make it look a little bit nicer, but you can see I got a throttle hold down. And then how I did the brake was the brake cable comes up, I weld this little piece of angle in, put a throttle hold down and a bigger style throttle eyelet on there, and ran, you know, both sides of the cable through, and it seems to work pretty good. I just need to adjust the brakes out. So you can see how the front end's made. I like it a lot. Later on, if we feel any flex in the body, in the frame, we're going to run some square tubing from there back to there, kind of like Colin did on his video when he built a 2-stroke one, or maybe it's 4-stroke, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. But you can see the wiring's all ran. Nothing should get caught on anything. And there's the ends for the headlights. The headlights, like I said, they're just for looks right now, and later on we're going to have to strip this thing down and paint it. So as of right now, we're just going to make sure everything works right, have a little fun on it, then we'll strip it all down and paint it up really nice. Just in case.
the day.
Yeah, a little mobility scooter, yeah. Had the single tire in the front, and then I built a whole new back end on it and built that front end on it.
Wow. What horsepower is that?
Originally it was a 6.5 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah,
Don't use much gas, huh?
No. She rides wheelies like crazy. I gotta build some wheelie bars next.
I bet that would be wild to ride down the road.
Yeah. Let me tell you, this thing is a hoot and a half. This thing just wheelies for days. We got some skateboard wheels coming for it to make us a wheelie bar. We're probably going to make it adjustable so we can ride really high wheelies, or, you know, make it more for hooking. But the thing handles good, but there is a lot of, I knew I was going to have to stiffen up that frame. A lot of people told me to add the bars on each side. I had already planned for that. I already had the metal setting aside for it. But I'm going to put a piece of square tubing on each side and box the frame in. That's going to make it super rigid, and where it was a two-piece, I am going to weld that solid. There's a lot of play right there in that, but got some parts on the way for it. Going to put a new seat on it. Nothing wrong with that seat, but I'd rather have a vinyl seat just in case we do get caught out in the rain. The seat ain't going to soak up a bunch of water. We are going to put electric start motor on it later on, but for now, I think we'll probably give it another ride video and then strip it down, paint it, and, you know, or weld them supports in, paint it up really nice to do the final reveal of the finished product. I like it a lot though. Of course, guys, we could not do these videos without Go Power Sports. Make sure to use that discount code REDBEARD to save 10% on all your go-kart and mobility scooter needs. They supported everything on this build. They've been an awesome company to work with, and make sure to go help support them because they are helping support your favorite YouTubers. Make sure to go check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Give us a like and follow there, where we're putting videos of this stuff out and pictures before it comes out on the channel. You can stay up to date. We are going to do some exclusive giveaways on those social media platforms in the near future. And when we get to 50,000, we're going to be giving away a go-kart. So make sure to tell your friends, help share the page so it can grow, so you can have a chance to win an awesome Redbeards Garage go-kart. Help support the channel by buying some merch. We have these t-shirts on rbgkarts.com. We got some more shirts and stickers coming that I think you guys are going to like quite a bit. We'll show those off on the channel. But rbgkarts.com, buy yourself a shirt and a hat, and every sticker you can afford, so we can do some bigger and better builds. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe we're almost at 30,000. This is awesome. It's great that you guys are supporting me and doing this crazy shenanigans that we do on go-karts, mini bikes, and now mobility scooters. Let me know what you think of this go-kart, or this, whatever you want to call it, in the comment section below. Give us a name for it. We're hunting for a name. We think we found one. We're really liking the Super Scoot. So just give us the name that you think would be perfect, and any changes you want to see done to this thing, and we may consider them if it's a good enough change. But guys, always come back to Redbeard's Garage. We're out.